You know, when you think about it, it's kinda crazy that Nintendo didn't at least put The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, think about it guys, they ported over Super Mario Galaxy 1, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and even a whole bunch of Wii U games. Games like Bayonetta 2, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, heck, even Pinball Arcade landed on the Switch. And they're just gonna leave Wind Waker HD on the Wii U? Either Nintendo is waiting on this, or they're missing out on a huge opportunity. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo-chan Show, where we cover the latest gaming news, leaks, and rumors from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in 2020 and beyond. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below this video and that notification bell so you know when I upload. And if you're interested, I have a Patreon, which link to that will be in the pinned comment along with my Twitter account. In this video, we're going to talk about why Nintendo treated the Zelda 35th anniversary games the way they did, dissect their exact words that were given at the E3 Nintendo Direct, and have an overall discussion about these Zelda games. I've been meaning to do a video like this for a long time. In fact, after the E3 2021 Nintendo Direct, I was gonna do this video, but I got caught up with other things. But better late than never, right? Even if it is more than 1 month since E3 2021. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, it helps the video get pushed to more viewers when you do, and if you want to help me reach my new goal of 800 followers on Twitter, you can follow me at roborob93. Without further delay, let's get to the video. So The Legend of Zelda 35th Anniversary is a very hot topic, even with Nintendo shutting down some of our hope. Leading up to E3 2021, there were plenty of rumors and leaks about different Zelda games coming to the Nintendo Switch. These range from The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which had a trademark renewal by the way, and plenty of Nintendo leakers coming out and saying, yeah, these games do exist and they are coming to the Nintendo Switch. There was Twilight Princess HD as well, and even other Zelda games like The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, which also had a trademark renewal. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask was among them too. The expectations for E3 2021 when it came to the Zelda 35th anniversary were very high, but unfortunately, as we know, Nintendo did not show up with any of these games. In fact, it was almost as if they didn't even acknowledge the anniversary or thought less of the Zelda franchise, one of the biggest franchises that they owned. What we got was the Mr. Game & Watch handheld device, which was basically a copy and paste job of the Super Mario 35th anniversary Game & Watch device, but with Zelda slapped on it, of course. We also got the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD as well, which I'm still looking for that lost cartridge by the way. Those Switch cartridges are so small. Anyways, this is extremely strange when you think about how many Wii U ports have made it to the Nintendo Switch. We have had the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, of course, as everyone pretty much knows by now, but we also had a lot of other Wii U ports like Lego City Undercover, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is still selling very well, Pokken Tournament, we also had Bayonetta 2, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, the very first Hyrule Warriors as well. We also had Pinball Arcade, which is kind of weird but okay, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Tokyo Mirage, which is a very fun game actually, Wonderful 101, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's, and Fatal Frame. These are a lot of Wii U ports, so it's kind of strange that they're leaving these other Wii U games on the Wii and not bringing them over to the Nintendo Switch. The interesting thing about some of these Wii U ports is that they sold very well and are selling very well. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is at 37.8 million sales as of August 2021. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe sold 10.44, heck, even Captain Toad Treasure Tracker sold 2.44 million copies. So it's safe to say that some of the bigger titles with bigger names can sell very well, so why would Nintendo leave such a huge game like Wind Waker HD and even Twilight Princess on older consoles and not even celebrate the 35th anniversary as big as the Super Mario 35th anniversary? I mean, we didn't even get any merchandise for it. That's an easy win for Nintendo. It's really weird. Well, to find that answer, we have to look at the exact words spoken at the E3 Nintendo Direct, and this is what they said. We don't have any campaigns or other Nintendo Switch games planned for the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary celebrations. Now, one might look at this and take these words as Nintendo saying that these Zelda games are never coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I'm sure there are some of you who have that thought right now and are typing it in the comment section. But here is my thinking on this, and this kind of goes into the talk about these Zelda 35th games that is currently going on. They said that they don't have any campaigns or other Nintendo Switch games planned. This could very well mean that they don't have these games planned right now, but could easily have them planned for later later on. These don't necessarily have to be for the Zelda 35th anniversary celebration either, they can always release them as standalone titles. This goes into the talk of Nintendo waiting for a spot to where Nintendo doesn't have any releases, or Nintendo has to delay a game. They can put these Zelda games in that spot to fill in that month or week. This is something that I like to call the Nintendo momentum. Reveal a game, promote it in the coming months while another game already releases, then wait a bit after that release and release another game, rinse and repeat. This keeps a steady flow of games that Nintendo can release and excitement for the fans, and also revenue flowing into their company. We know that Breath of the Wild 2 is a new Nintendo Switch game aiming for 2022 as a release date, as well as other Nintendo Switch games too. If Breath of the Wild 2 needs a delay or any other game, Nintendo could very well be planning these games like Skyward Sword HD, not Skyward Sword HD, Wind Waker HD, or Twilight Princess or any of the other Zelda games. Not only that, but we still get plenty of insiders saying that these games are still coming if you've been following the channel. Typically, if you keep seeing these pop up even after Nintendo says it's not happening, then you can expect it to happen eventually in some way, shape, or form. Even with the 4K Nintendo Switch Pro, some of the things that came out from these insiders were right, like the OLED screen and the dock. And let's not forget the Super Mario 35th anniversary was completely right as well. Not only that, but the 2D Metroid game was rumored for a very long time, and that happened as well. All of these things have been popping up multiple times over the course of a couple years or 1 or 2 years, and it eventually happened in some way, shape, or form. Now there are other Zelda games that are currently in the rumor mill, like an Oracle of Seasons remake. Grezzo is up to something as well, if I recall. I think they were looking for new employees. I think that was the rumor. If you want to hear about that, you can click the top right corner of this video if you're getting bored, because I know some people eventually get bored later in the video. And if not, let's continue with the video. Now I want to talk about why I think these games belong on the Nintendo Switch. I know there are people who say just emulate the games on PC, or just buy a Wii U or a GameCube or whatever platform the game is on. Or I have such and such a device that easily plays these games. I think something that you guys have to understand is that a lot of people don't have these devices, and sometimes they don't have the money to even buy the devices themselves. Not only that, but some people haven't played these games, like the younger crowd that are on the Nintendo Switch. Wind Waker is a specific game that I had a headache trying to find a ROM for because you couldn't find it via online, so you had to go through other means. There are some annoying extra steps that you have to go through to be able to play this via emulation, and to be able to simply pop in the cartridge and have that ease of access is something that's very welcomed and something that I do want. Plus, who doesn't want one more option to play these games? The more options, the better, guys. Not only that, but game preservation is something that you also have to think about. The Wii U didn't sell well, not even reaching over 14 million worldwide. Compare that to the massive, eventually 100,000 Nintendo Switches that are out there, or will be out there, and there's not even enough Wii U's to support that much players who want to play Wind Waker. And that's just Wind Waker alone. So saying just buy a Wii U or just buy a GameCube doesn't really hold too much weight when you take a look at how many consoles and copies are out there versus Nintendo Switch players, and eventually how much Nintendo Switch players will end up being out there. Especially if Nintendo ever decides to make a Nintendo Switch Pro, you know a lot of people are gonna buy that. Because if playing Breath of the Wild on PC has taught me anything, a Nintendo Switch Pro is gonna be a different experience when you're playing the same game. I know some people don't get this because they haven't played it on PC themselves, but when you play it with a higher resolution, higher frame rate, and some mods here and there, it becomes pretty fun. The reason why I'm laughing is I'm remembering what I did to the bombs that you have in Breath of the Wild. Just take a look, it's pretty funny. Not only that, but you also have the Sheikah Slate. Instead of the Sheikah Slate, it's the Nintendo Switch OLED. That's funny too, and you can replace the character models. Breath of the Wild on PC is just too funny. But aside from the mods, it runs a lot better and looks a lot better. And that just makes the overall experience much better, which can be provided for other games as well, like Skyward Sword HD, and of course, Wind Waker HD. I don't know why I said Skyward Sword HD again. I keep saying that for some reason. I meant Wind Waker HD. And not only that, but just over time, things break and things eventually get lost, so having Wind Waker HD on the Nintendo Switch will prolong its preservation of that game. Emulation does that as well, but eventually I think Nintendo might be fed up with all of these games on the internet, and they might go in full Delta Delete mode and eventually get rid of all of them, or most of them anyways. It is one of many potential futures. I've probably been watching way too many MCU movies because they are going into the multiverse, which is really exciting. But anyways, we're talking about games, we're not talking about the MCU. Did anyone see the 10 Rings yet? No? Just me? Anyways, back on track. So I think these games games are still worth porting over. But overall, these are just my thoughts on the exact words Nintendo used at the Nintendo Direct, why I think they're still coming, and why I think they have a place on the Nintendo Switch. Like I said guys in the beginning of this video was supposed to come out about a month ago, but I really got caught up in other things and I didn't really make it. But I thought I'd share my in-depth thoughts on these words used at E3, and if you think I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section and let's talk about it. Or if you agree with me, tell me in the comment section as well. And if you've seen the new Marvel movie, tell me that too. I'm sure some of you guys are Marvel fans. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you reach the end of this video, here is a cosmic brownie, 2 cookies, and 1 jelly bean from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I actually saw that in theater as well. It was for the 20th anniversary. Eat them at your own risk. It could be a bogey flavor. And if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.